Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new topic in the subject of mathematics, that is fractions. So there are some technicalities in this topic which you have to learn, because this kind of topic, most of the questions come in paper number 1, in which calculator is not allowed. So there are some techniques which you have to learn. So concentrate yourself. We are going to start now. So the first lecture in the topic of fraction is concepts and definitions. So the first concept that should be clear in your mind and you should understand is a fraction means one or more parts of a whole or a set of the objects. So this is the definition: one or more parts of a whole or a set of the objects. For example, in this circle, the circle is divided into 4 equal parts. 3/4 of the circle is shaded. 3/4 is called a fraction. So this 3/4 is called a fraction because this is the part of the whole. So that's why this is called a fraction, in which 3 is numerator, number of the parts counted, 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the denominator, total parts of the whole, because 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 4 parts in the whole, and 3 is the number of the parts that is counted. So 3/4 is a fraction in which 3 is the numerator and 4 is the denominator. The next concept is equivalent fractions. This is one of the very important topic as far as paper number 1 of the mathematics in O levels is concerned. Definitely a question comes from this topic. Equivalent fractions are the fractions that have the same value but have different numerators and denominators. For example, these are some equivalent fractions: 1/2, 2/4, and 4/8. So the fractions that have the same value, same value stands for example, this is the fraction which is having a value of 1/2. The second fraction is 2/4. If we solve 2/4, if we cancel these numbers in the same number, so 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So this fraction will also have a value of 1/2. So 1/2 and 1/2. This is another fraction with different values of numerator and denominator. If we cancel these values into the same table, so 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, this fraction will also have a value of 1/2. So it means all 3 fractions are having the same value, that is 1/2, although their numerators and denominators are different. So if the fractions which are having the same value but have different numerators and denominators are called equivalent fractions. So this is 1/2, this is 2/4, and this is 4/8. So this is graphical representation of the equivalent fractions. The next concept is to find the equivalent fractions. We multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. So we multiply or divide. So one case will be there. For example, if we are having a fraction that is 1/2, and if we are required to make some equivalent fractions, so we will multiply with the same number, the denominator and the numerator. For example, if we multiply with 2, the both numerator and denominator, so 1 2s are 2 and 2 2s are 4. So numerator and denominator are multiplying with the same number, 2. So 2/4 is an equivalent fraction. So if we multiply this fraction with 3, so numerator and denominator are going to be multiplied with the same number, 3. So 1 3s are 3 and 2 3s are 6. So it means 3/6 is also an equivalent fraction. Again, if we multiply the same fraction with 4, so numerator and denominator are going to be multiplied with 4. So 1 4s are 4 and 2 4s are 8. So 4/8 will also be an equivalent fraction. So it means if a fraction in numerator and denominator are multiplied with the same number, it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 5, it may be 6. So these all will be equivalent fractions because these all fractions will have the same value, although the numerator and denominator are having the different values. So look, 1 by 2, if we cancel this fraction in the same table, that is 2, so 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, this fraction will also have a value of 1 by 2. This fraction will also have a value of 1 by 2 if we cancel the numerator and denominator in the table of 3. So this fraction will also have a value of 1 by 2 if we cancel the numerator and denominator in the table of 4. So all these fractions are having the same value, although their numerators and denominators are having the different values. So these are called equivalent fractions. So 1 by 2, 2 by 4, 3 by 6 and 4 by 8 are equivalent fractions. There is another method to find the equivalent fraction, that is dividing by the same number. So look now, here is a fraction that is 10 by 15. If we divide the numerator and denominator by the same number, that is 5, for example, 10 divided by 5 will be 2 and 15 divided by 5 will be 3. So we are dividing the numerator and denominator with the same number. So the answer will be 2 by 3. So it means 10 by 15 and 2 by 3 are also equivalent fractions because these two fractions are having the different values in the numerator and denominator, but these fractions are having the same value, because when this fraction is cancelled in the table of 5, so 5 2s are 10 and 5 3s are 15, this fraction will also have a value of 2 by 3. So this is the method we can find the equivalent fractions. The next concept in the lecture is a fraction is in its simplest form when its numerator and denominator cannot be divided exactly by a common number to get another equivalent fraction. For example, this is a fraction. If you can see, the numerators and denominators cannot be divided by a common number. So that's why this is the simplest form. But if you see this fraction, the numerator and denominator can be divided by a common number, that is 2. So in 2's table, 4 is coming and 6 is coming as well. So 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. So it means numerator and denominator can be divided by a same number. So this is not a fraction in simplest form, but this is a fraction which is in simplest form. The next concept is proper fractions. If the numerator is smaller than the denominator, the value of the fraction is always less than 1. That kind of the fraction will be called proper fraction. For example, 3 by 5 is a fraction in which numerator is less than the denominator. So the concept is the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Here is another fraction, that is 7 by 12. If you can see, 7 is lesser than the 12. So these two fractions are the examples of the proper fractions. And the value, if we solve these fractions, the value will always be less than 1. So this is another sign of the proper fractions. The next concept is improper fractions. The numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. The fraction is greater than or equal to 1. So look at these some fractions. For example, 3 by 3. So the sign of the improper fraction is the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. So in this fraction you can see numerator and denominator are equal. So this is an improper fraction. In this fraction you can see numerator is greater than the denominator. This is also an improper fraction. And in this fraction you can see numerator is greater than the denominator. So these are the some examples of improper fractions. So listen again. If the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator, these kinds of fractions will be called improper fractions. And the fraction is greater than or equal to 1. So if we solve them, the value will be greater than or equal to 1. The next concept is mixed numbers. Numbers that contain a whole number part and a fraction part. So look at these examples. In this mixed number, we are having a whole number part, that is 1, and a fraction part, that is 1 by 2. In this number, we are having a whole number part, that is 8, and a fraction part, that is 3 by 5. So these kind of the numbers are called mixed numbers. So numbers that contain a whole number part and a fraction part are mixed numbers. Next concept is to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. The steps will be: divide the numerator by the denominator and then place the remainder over the old denominator. So we are going to explain this through an example. For example, 11 by 4. First, look at the fraction. Numerator is greater than the denominator. So this is called an improper fraction, which is going to be converted into mixed number. So we will divide 11 by 4. 11 will be placed in the bracket and 4 will be placed outside the bracket. Now we will read the table of 4 up to which 11 will come or lesser than the 11 will come. So 4 2s are 8, because 4 3s are 12. That will go beyond the 11. So we will stop at 4 2s are 8, because that is equal or lesser than the 11. So 4 2s are 8. We will subtract 8 from 11. Here 3 will be the remainder. So now the method to write this number into mixed number is write quotient as a whole number part. This remainder will become the new numerator, and this divisor will become the denominator. So this is the method. Again, listen. Quotient will become the whole number part. Remainder will become the new numerator of the fractional part, and this divisor will become the denominator of the fraction part. So this is the method to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. The next concept is to convert a mixed number to an improper fractions. To gain the target, the steps are: multiply the whole number by the denominator, then add the numerator. This becomes the new numerator, and the last step will be keep the original denominator. So we are going to explain these steps with the help of an example. For example, here is an mixed number, that is 2 whole number 3 by 5. So first multiply the whole number by the denominator. Look here, 2 5s are. So we are multiplying the whole number by the denominator. So 2 multiplied by 5. Next step is then add the numerator. So plus 3. So first step is multiply the whole number by the denominator, that is 2 multiplied by 5 plus 3. Next step is add the numerator. Okay, this becomes the new numerator. So this is the new numerator, and keep the original denominator. So here is the denominator, that is 5. So we are keeping the denominator. So now solve it. 2 5s are 10 plus 3 13. So 13 by 5 is the answer of this mixed number. So to convert the mixed number to an improper fraction, these are the steps. The next concept is to order fraction when having the same denominator. For example, here are 2 fractions which are having the same denominator, and if we are required to decide which one is greater and which one is lesser, then listen. If the fractions are having the same denominator, the larger the numerator, the larger the fractions. So these 2 fractions are having the same denominator. So the fraction which is having larger number is greater than the other one. So 3 by 5 is greater than the 1 by 5. So listen again. If denominators are same, the larger the numerator, the larger the fraction. And total reverse is the case when the fractions are having the same numerator. So look now, these are 2 fractions, 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So look at the numerator. Numerators are same. So then the smaller the denominator, the larger the number. So this is the fraction with smaller denominator. So this will be greater than this fraction. So again listen, when the same numerator, the smaller the denominator, the larger the fraction. Here is another example. If you can see, the numerators are same, and the fraction which is having smaller denominator will be greater than the other fraction. So 3 by 4 is greater than the 3 by 8. The next concept is having different numerators and denominators. Express the fractions as equivalent fraction with the same denominator before comparing the numerator. So if the fractions which are going to be compared are having different numerators and denominators, the method will be, first we will express the fractions as equivalent fractions with the same denominator first before comparing the numerator. Statement of the question is convert this this question into simplest form. So the method is put the first number in numerator and second one in denominator and cancel them in the same table if they come. So 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. So 2 by 3 is the simplest form of this question. The statement of the question is expressed in decimal number. So requirement is from fraction to decimal number, and the question is 11 by 20. So this is the question. So we will put the numerator in the bracket and denominator outside the bracket, because the this number is smaller than this, so we will put a point, and because of point we can place 3 zeros with it. So here comes the first 0. So now 25s are 100. Subtracting these number will get 10. So here comes the second 0. So this is 25s are 100. So this is the answer now, because these will be subtracted to get the answer 0. So the answer is 0.55. So this is the method to convert fraction into decimal. Here is another question. The statement is the same. Fraction to decimal is the requirement. For example, we are having a question 5 whole number 5 by 12. So this is actually a mixed number. First, we will convert this number into improper fraction. So 12 5s are 60, plus 5, 67. Divided by 12 will remain as it is. So this is the fraction which is actually equal to the mixed number. So now we will solve it. 67 will be placed inside the bracket and 12 outside. And now we will solve. 12 5s are 60. Subtracting, we will get 7. So this is smaller than this, so we will put point over here. Now 3 zeros can be placed. So first 0, and 12 5s are 60. 10 is here. Second 0. 12 8s are 96. 4 is here. This is the third 0. And 12 3s are 36. So 4 is here. So the answer is 5.583. Here is another question, 5 divided by 4. Now there are 3 requirements for the same question. First requirement is show this question as an improper fraction, then show this number as a mixed number, and then show this number as a decimal number. So the first type is show this number as an improper fraction. So 5 divided by 4 is the answer, because numerator is greater than the denominator, so it is a improper fraction. Second thing is mixed numbers. So 5 divided by 4. Now we will divide this number. So 5 inside and 4 outside the bracket. 4 ones are 4, 1 is the remainder. So this is the step for showing the mixed numbers. So this numerator, this quotient will be placed as a whole number, remainder as a numerator, and divisor as a denominator. So this is the mixed form of this quotient. The next requirement is decimal. So we will divide this quotient further. We will solve this question further. So decimal is the requirement. So we will put a point here and a 0 here. Because of the point, we can place 3 zeros with the numbers. So now we will divide 4 2s are 8. Subtracting these numbers will get 2. And other 0, second 0 is placed. 4 5s are 20. So fully subtracted, that will get 0 as an answer. So this is the answer, that is 1.25. So decimal number is 1.25 of, this is the answer of this question. The question is 8 pies are divided among 3 children equally. What fraction will each get? Okay, we will divide 8 divided by 3. So 8 divided by 3. So solve it. 3 2s are 6. So this is the whole number. This will be the numerator and this will be the denominator. So this is the fraction each child will get. So if we are required to show the graphical representation, so it means 2, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now 2 full pies are given to one child, and 2 by 3 stands for we are making 3 parts of it. So like this. The fraction will tell us what fraction should be made. So 2 by stands for 3 parts in total should be made of each pie. So 2 full pie will be given to each child and 2 by 3 of the part will be given. So look now, we will erase. Okay, this is the full part. So we will erase over here. So this is the 1 and 2 parts given to each child. So this is the graphical representation of the pies which are given to each child. So 2 whole number and 2 by 3. So this is the answer. Suppose we are given a number that is 2 by 3, and if we are required to find 2 more equivalent fraction of this number, so we can solve this. Same number should be multiplied or divided in the numerator and denominator as well. So 4 over 6 may be one equivalent fraction because we are multiplied by 2. And other maybe you can multiply by 3 or 4 or 5. So for example, 2 3s are 6 and 3 3s are 9. Now you are multiplying with 3. So the thing is, equivalent fractions are those fractions which are having different numbers in the numerator and denominator, but value is same. Because when we solve this in the simplest form, 2's table will be cancelled, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, so value will be same. This number can be cancelled in the table of 3, so 3 2s are 6 and 3 3s are 9, so value will be 2 by 3. So value is same. So these are 2 equivalent fractions of this one. We can divide by the same number to get the equivalent fraction as well. So if this is a number given and if we are required to find the equivalent fraction of this one, so For example, these two numbers are coming in 3's table. So 3 8s are 24 and 3 15s are 45. So this may be the one equivalent fraction.